Do you want more happiness in your life, more prosperity? Well, we are joined today by the gentleman who can help you find both of those, Reverend Greg Dorst from the Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. And Reverend Greg, I think we all know people or have experienced people who just seem angry and mad at the world and treat people badly. But I'm wondering if there isn't maybe a little bit of that in all of us?
Well, there might be, but the key to all of this, Ron, is once again awareness. And you have to be aware of a principle that is absolutely true all of the time. And that principle is that the way you treat other people is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. And so if there's anger coming out of you about something towards somebody, you're in a relationship that seems to be toxic and you can't help yourself, you can't seem to say something nice. It's really about how you're feeling about yourself. So it all comes back to working on you.
That makes sense because we know these people that are just this angry all the time. And I think myself, all of us, from time to time display anger or negative emotions. Mm-hmm. And while it's easy to say that person made me mad, the driver on the freeway that cut me off made me mad, they didn't really make me mad, did they?
No, they didn't. No, that anger was inside of you all along. And so once you have that awareness, you can take a look at those thoughts that you seem to engage in all the time that create this anger, that create this animosity, and you can once again weed them out. You start working on making the changes necessary, but you've got to be able to observe it from the point of truth. And the point of truth is that this is what's in you, not what somebody made you do.
And that can be problematic for some people. Some people don't want to admit that they may be part of the problem or don't want to do the self-work that can maybe be a little disarming to get to those truths.
Yeah, it's a hallmark of who we are today to blame other things or people for what it is that shows up in our lives. And what it is that shows up in our lives is completely controlled by what it is we think and what it is we follow it up with action.
So we need to be more aware. If there's something going on in our life that we don't like, we need to look inside. It's almost like life is a mirror of what's going on inside of us.
That's exactly right. Yes.
So we need to look within and say, what is wrong with my thinking? What is wrong with my belief system? And how do I change it? And if I'm correct, those are some of the very topics in your weekly lessons at the Spiritual Center.
Well, we start with the relationship with you, meaning me. And we talk about how it is we can improve that so the world looks nicer, looks better, looks more accommodating, and there's more love out there. When you love yourself, you tend to see more love, you tend to engage in loving relationships, and that's really what we all want in any event. And that's the start of a spiritual journey, Ron.
And I love that whole concept of learning to love yourself. We all tend to look for love and happiness outside of ourselves rather than digging deep. And once you find it here, suddenly it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Reverend Greg, thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to chatting with you again next week.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll be right back.